Hello everyone. I welcome to all of you in GS Score. My name is Dr. Abid. I teach Environment and Ecology in GS Score. I have a very special message to all of you. To all of you means all UPSC aspirants. GS Score is one of the renewed coaching center of UPSC field has started a very impressive series regarding the UPSC syllabus explanation. In this series, we will decode and find out the scope, nature, and significance of the syllabus one by one. We will decode each and every point which is hidden or not. In this series, we have divided the whole syllabus into 8 categories and further 8 categories further divided into subcategories. Then we will try to find meaning, scope, nature and significance carefully. In the last, I will tell you the basic sources and resources. Basic sources and resources. So this is the funda या कह सकते हैं motto of the series. So here you can see the UPSC Civil Service Examination Syllabus Explained from Environment and Ecology from the GS paper 3rd. As we know that Environment and Ecology plays very important role for every paper, either in the form of first, second, third, essay, ethics, whatever. But we actually the one of the dynamic, one of the analytical, one of the application based, and one of the highest interrelated to the current affair. So now it becomes very important to know how to read and how to touch each and every corner of the environment and ecology for the perspective of UPSC examination. If you are a serious aspirant, so now it becomes a very serious duty to understand and decode the syllabus of environment and ecology. So without giving any motivational lecture, let's start. So in this class, today, we will discuss ecology and ecosystem. First of all, we will try to find out what are the basic concept ecology and ecosystem and what are the major fields which we are going to deal and which we have to read or study carefully. Getting my point? So here you can say these are the major 8 categories from ecology and ecosystem to DM and risk management. Getting my point? Biodiversity, environmental pollution, degradation, climate change, environmental impact assessment, environmental laws and governance, natural resource management, disaster risk management. These are the basic and the most important classification of environment and ecology. Heading पर मत जाना, डिटेल एक्सप्लेनेशन इसके अंदर मिलेगा आपको. So be ready what we have to read or not. So in this beautiful class, we will discuss ecology and ecosystem. There is no doubt. As we know that ecology and ecosystem plays very important role between their living place and species. Getting my point? So when we talk about the ecology and ecosystem, so these are the subtopics which we have to deal. Meanings and basics of ecology, yes, बहुत important, there is no doubt. Ecosystem, concept and structure, we have to focus on concept and structure, which is very crucial. Ecosystem functioning, what kind of function is existing over there. Ecological cycles, ecological succession, ecosystem services, human impact on ecosystem. So if you are a serious aspirant, so you have to cover these all basic subcategories of ecology and ecosystem. There is no doubt. So let's take a look regarding the ecology. Here you can say what is the ecology means, as we know that scientific and interdisciplinary field of UPSC examination. There is no doubt. Basically, when we talk about the ecology, means rooted from the biology with overlapping with geography, climate, sociology and economics. Economic importance of ecosystem or ecology, Dynamics, because ecosystem species interaction constantly, means you have to focus on these all subject also if you want to seriously, if you want to cover the ecology. Why? Look, these are the basic natures of ecology. When we talk about what is the ecology, so we have to understand these all are the basic categories and basic nature of ecology. Look, here you can easily understand that interconnectedness. Why I'm saying? Because emphasize the web of life. No species or element exists in isolation. Basic definition means when you are doing a study about the ecology, so means you have to focus and you have to interconnect to each and every point. Next, scientific and empirical means ecology observation, experiment, modeling to understand natural systems, means you have to be a scientific and empirical. Next one, holistics. Why? Because the view of the environment as a whole, integrating abiotic and biotic elements. Getting my point? Means we have to cover these all characteristics of ecology and analytical and predictive in nature. There is no doubt. And last one is normative. In modern context, why I'm saying that often informs ethical and policy decision for sustainable and conservation. Always remember, this is the time for the sustainability and conservation. Each and every nation and each and every organization of the world or India is working toward the sustainability and conservation. There is no doubt. And we are highly committed. Next, these are the basic characteristics. And when we talk about the ecosystem, so healthy ecosystem means healthy earth, healthy species, flora, fauna, each and everything is fine. Food chain, food web, pyramids, everything, ecological succession, everything is fine. If ecosystem is disturbed, definitely all these will be affected. There is no doubt. Functional unit. Look, why I'm focusing on when we talk about the ecosystem. So basically, this is a functional unit. Why? Between living organism, yani ke biotic and abiotic. Why? Second is a thing self-regulating. It has a very special capacity of self-regulating. Why? And this is open and dynamic. This is the another basic characteristics, basic nature of the ecosystem. Energy flow through forms sun to produces consumer and meta cycles within it, trophic levels, दुनिया भर की चीजें हैं, ठीक है. So these are the basic definition regarding the ecosystem. And when we talk about the characteristics, look, these are the beautiful characteristics of the nature. This is a structural and functional unit. Why I'm saying? Because you can say component, function, process like energy flow and nutrition cycle. Functional characteristics. Next one, cyclic in nature. Matter is recycled through nitrogen, carbon, but energy flow in one way. Trophic level 10% low. Okay, self-sustaining to a degree means natural ecosystem can sustain themselves without human intervention. Yes, this is a fact. And you have to be careful that when you are going to write, something is very important regarding the self-sustaining point of view. And next one is scalable. Yet you can easily scale. Why? Ecosystem can be small or pond as large as the biosphere. Means if you are near, you live near the pond, and pond has a specific characteristics of biotic and abiotic thing, flora and fauna, basically it becomes a small ecosystem. And on the other hand, we have a largest ecosystem also available on that side, terrestrial or aquatic, whatever. Okay, so easily scalable. You can easily understand the what kind of species are, okay, existing over there. So next one is subject to succession. Ecosystem change over the time through the ecological succession toward the stable climate community. Means we have to focus on, okay, what kind of succession taking place from over there, genetic to primary, primary to climax community, okay, from barren to dense forest areas. Next one, when we talk about the scope, so basically scope is very, very important. With the help of these categories or subdomains, we can easily understand the what is the scope of ecology and ecosystem. Okay, look, this is the basic concept of ecological concept. Means we have to cover these all important areas during our preparation. Ecological concept number one means niche. What is the role of niche? And what habitat? What is the difference between habitat and niche? and what are the factors of biotic and abiotic, and you have to understand what is the interaction, यानी कि species interaction भी बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है. Next one, we have to focus on ecosystem functioning. This is a basic and most important thing. In functioning, we have to discuss the energy flow, food chain and food wave, which is very, very important in ecosystem. Okay, consumer, take a producer, herbivores and predators, whatever. So next one is pyramid. What kind of energy and what kind of flow of energy is existing over there. And next one is productivity. Okay, these all are the basic functions of ecosystem, but these all are healthy, so definitely we are healthy. And some kind is happening over there which मतलब जो कि नहीं होना चाहिए था, that is happening in function of ecosystem. Next one, we have to understand the ecological cycle, means water, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, you can say gaseous or sedimentary cycles. Next one, succession and climax, primary, secondary and stability of ecosystem, which is very, very crucial, means we have to cover primary succession, secondary stability of ecosystem, means climax succession. So these all are the very, very important areas which we have to deal. Okay, last and the most important is ecosystem types. When we talk about the ecosystem types, we have to understand it is either in the form of terrestrial or aquatic. Okay, system means when we talk about the terrestrial, so you have to understand forest, and when we talk about the forest, what kind of forest is existing there, either in the form of tropical forest, mangrove forest, temperate forest, okay, taiga, tundra, what kind of forest you are talking about in the terrestrial ecosystem. So it becomes very, very important. When we talk about the grassland, so you have to understand what kind of grassland you are talking about. ट्रॉपिकल है, टेम्परेट ग्रासलैंड है. सेम थिंग इज हैपनिंग विद डेजर्ट, कोल्ड डेजर्ट, cool desert, hot desert. These all are the types of desert. And when we talk about the aquatic ecosystem, so you have to be very careful. Marine, freshwater, artificial. These all are the types of grassland. So you have to understand the characteristics, species, climatic conditions. It's very, very important. And current scenario of these all types of grassland, what is happening over there, बहुत important है भाई ये. Next one. This is the another scope. Why I'm saying? Because solve real world problems through natural resource management. One of the most important component or area of environment ecology and ecosystems means natural resource management. As we know that human is hungry and using the maximum resources without scientific calculation. That was the reason each and every component of the earth is facing tremendous climatic changes. Forest, yes, forest is one of them. Deforestation taking place over there, and we have take places that हाँ water को तो छोड़ना नहीं है भाई, गंदा करके रहना है, ठीक है. And say next one, soil conservation based on the ecosystem health, and we know that we do not have a scientific agriculture method. That was the reason, due to excessive use of fertilizers, we can say soil conservation का भी हाल बुरा है. And due to deforestation, ये भी हमें समझना पड़ेगा. Due to deforestation, we have destroyed the top layer of the soil. Important है, there is no doubt. And next one is climate change adaptation. Yes, this is the demand of the current world, current scenario, that we have to adopt the some kind of basic policies regarding the climate change for the conservation of the ecosystem. Okay, using ecosystem based approaches means afforestation and mangrove, means you have to understand, you have to select the basic schemes, policies, methods to conserve the ecosystem. These are the few examples: afforestation, mangrove, restoration of mangrove, agroforestry, social forestry. The number of important steps which we have to take. Next one is biodiversity conservation. I am saying I have to conserve the ecosystem, means the bigger form of the ecosystem is biodiversity. And wildlife corridor, national parks, community reserves, means you have to understand what kind of method and what kind of approaches you are going to adopt through the saving of ecosystem or biosphere. Means wildlife corridor, national park, community reserve or wildlife sanctuaries, sacred parks, ex situ, in situ, you can add in these all particular area. Next one is pollution, one of the most Daravana phase of the earth pollution control. So you have to understand what kind of the impact on ecosystem is going to happen over there due to pollution. Means you have to identify the major pollutant, what kind of major pollutant are occurring over there through the industries, through the vehicles. Okay, these all are the basic phenomena. Next one, environmental impact assessment and environmental governance means each and every project need to assess its environmental impact on a particular area, and you can add number of case studies from the Silent Valley to all weather roads from Uttarakhand. Okay, so ecosystem vulnerability and assessments infrastructure development ये basically बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है to understand what kind of EIA and government, ठीक है, environmental governance taking place over there. Next one is what are the basic significance, why we should read and why we should add some kind of important points in ecosystem, ecology or biosphere. Look, when we talk about the significance, these are the basic significance of the particular topic. Means you have to understand what are the ecological balances and what are the life supports. If you are talking about the tropical areas, tropical forests, so you have to understand what kind of ecological balance is existing there and how much life supports over there. Okay, means you have to understand the richness of particular things. Means natural system that sustain life and support clean air, water, food and overall health. I'm talking about the tropical dense forest. और आप बहुत सारे एग्जांपल ले सकते हैं, there is no doubt. Next one, environmental governance and policy means you have to understand each and every policy, scheme, program, treaties, international treaties, whatever. Okay, so we have to focus on laws, system to manage the environment and promote sustainability, enforce responsibility, because we know that each and every law, act, scheme, program, treaty is facing a basic problem. Problem is that enforcement, weak enforcement of the scheme or act. Now you have to cover the climate change mitigation and adaptation. Why I'm saying, because reducing emission and adjusting to climate impact, ये disaster को कम करेगा और ये life को बचाएगा. ठीक है, that's all. And next one is it has a bigger significance like biodiversity conservation means you have to protect the all life forms and you have to maintain the better ecosystem. Getting my point? And yes, one of the most and core important area means whenever you are going to read environment and ecology, you have to be add biodiversity conservation means focus on this particular word conservation, and next you have to cover the sustainable development and climate change mitigation adaptation. आप इसको छोड़ ही नहीं सकते जब तक आप environment ecology पढ़ रहे हैं. You have to be a, ठीक है, master, ठीक है, in climate change mitigation, biodiversity conservation, sustainable developments, and you have to also tell that what kind of disaster will occur over there if you will use the maximum resources, if you will support the deforestation type of activity. And next one, economic significance. Yes, as we know that each and every ecosystem has some kind of economic significances to support the economic or the country's growth, but you have to be very careful. Okay, you can add the Hasdev forest as a case study. Next one, ethical and philosophical relevance depends on your will and your thinking, what kind of decision and what kind of moral you have right now. Okay, so these are the basic significances which you have to deal, which you have to add in your preparation. Next one, ये basic significances. These are the basic significances that uses significance of ecology and ecosystem to strengthen. Now you can say it is basically from the GS paper third answer writing, ठीक है, climate change and biodiversity, but you can add these all in GS fourth answer on ethics and governance, and you can use these or all essay paper arguments, whatever. So now I can say it's very useful for prelims and mains examination. ठीक है, for the maximum papers now you can use in interview also. So तो ये बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है कि इसका रोल बहुत ही बड़ा है. And now these are the basic importance of ecosystem and ecology. Why? Because it has a separate entity for the prelims examination and the mains examination. You can easily compare that maximum fact based that maximum fact based questions which are applied and tricky in nature ठीक है, आर कमिंग, ये कुछ स्टेटमेंट 1 एंड 2 जैसे हैं इनडायरेक्ट फ्रेमिंग में. नेक्स्ट, व्हाई इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर मेंस, बिकॉज कॉन्सेप्चुअल है, एनालिटिकल है and need examples like laws, schemes and data points, and these all are the application based questions in the form of discussion, examination and critically analyze. So you can easily understand the role of ecology and ecosystem in prelims examination and mains examination. Now let's talk about sources and resources. As we know that market is full of sources and resources. Whenever we go to market, we buy something new stuff for the preparation, but there is no need to read too much because you have to crack the exam, just exam only, and you do not have to do the PhD. Getting my point? So we have to be careful for selecting resources. These are the basic concept regarding the resources. Look, NCERT, as we know that NCERT is a basic foundation or a strong foundation for each and every subject. Like when we talk about the environment and ecology, so you have to be very okay, selective. Why I'm saying, because when we go to the, when we read the NCERT, means you, if you want to seriously you want to cover the environment and ecology, first of all you have to read from 6 to 12th science, geography, biology and environmental studies. Basic concept है for clear and easy to understand explanation of key concept and terminologies, and this is the game of terminologies and facts. Next one, ठीक है, okay, standard books हैं, these are the basic standard books, okay. In depth of knowledge and environmental, these are the basic, and these are the basic reports and Niti Aayog like IPCC, and current affair newspapers, the Hindu, Indian Express magazines and Yojana, and updated information on environmental policy, climate issues and internal. Means these are the basic sources, means you have to deal with the Hindu and Indian Express magazines, Down to Earth, Yojana and PIB, updated information on the environmental policies, climate issue and internal events. So basically you have to very careful regarding the, ठीक है, sources and resources of environment and ecology, ठीक है. So read carefully, and this is enough from this side, and we discuss the scope, nature and significances. With the help of last we find the resources which we are going to buy in our markets. Okay, so be careful, and whenever you try and when you start to preparation, start to write, so be careful what you have to touch and what are the basic significances, natures and scopes of the ecosystem and ecology. One by one I will tell you each and every point what we are going to discuss right now. Okay, this is enough from this side. Stay tuned, stay updated. If you like the video, please subscribe and comment and share with friends. And if you comment, if you have any doubt, you can contact me, and you can contact GH Score. So we are with you 24/7 into 365 days. There is no doubt. See you soon. My name is Dr. Abid. Okay. See you soon in next class. Take care.